Good day and salutations, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Togetherwerole. We got a lot of shit to go down, so I'm not gonna.
So we're gonna waste your time by scatting into it.
Here, I'll give you a moment to think.
So is this where we spontaneously go into song?
It won't be good.
Is this? I missed the cue. I'm sorry. I was ready. I was ready. God damn it! It's like a Disney film all over again.
Let's get to our, well, not real sponsors, but people that assist us throughout the way in getting this place set up. Corinne Milne is the first one that did a lot of our art, and we love her dearly for it. Followed by JD Arts, making sure I don't say his real name, because he's an awesome man, and boy, is he fast with his pieces.
Or is he?
He's a he, right?
He could be an awesome boy.
Absolutely.
Cultural appropriation.
I don't know what his pronouns are, but I don't know what his pronouns are. But
I did. I just did in 2020.
Anyway, yeah, he's an awesome guy. Really great to work with. So personable and quick. Just been always a dream to find an artist who is passionate enough to produce content really quick and exactly what you're looking for. So, thumbs up.
And RPG elements, because he makes awesome miniatures. Even if it's a miniature you've seen a dozen times, he refurbishes them with a quick paint job, and they look rad. And he does the best bases that I know. Anyway, apart from that, let's get to another episode of Togetherwerole, unless we have something else.
We're just going to run into the new intro, folks.
Oh yes, that's right! Enjoy. Last time we left our group with the Silver Menagerie, you guys followed Niquis into our home reality, the Shadowfell, and also to Raven and her study area / workplace before she met you guys. That is inside the Raven Queen's palace herself.
I totally thought you were gonna say Ravenclaw Palace. Like I heard it.
Yeah. I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Didn't we see her, didn't we see her college
hear.
dorm room with like the poster of the Death Street Boys?
Death Street Boys.
Canon now.
Yep.
I'm tearing up your
With
heart, 'cause
a
that's what I
slight
do.
recorrection of understanding one's what was it? It was a divination peer into the future kind
Probably.
of thing. Yeah, something like that. That I very messed up, then reiterated on this time around, finding out that you have to journey in to the mind of Niquis, or have to do with some sort of memory blockage. You started to head towards the Hall of Crystal Memories, the grand library of the Raven Palace itself. But unfortunately, you were interrupted by a traveling group of
A-holes.
a-holes. What is going on?
Manic breakdancers.
No, we're the traveling group of A-holes, sorry.
As musicians started to play classical music, followed by dancers of all sorts, dressed in fine gowns of what you can only describe as a ballroom, traveling ballroom that came out of the woodwork, out of the shadows, out of the doorways, out of the hallways themselves, picturing in all directions and grabbing many of you and starting to move you in ways that you yourselves didn't want to travel. And as things started to get a little bit more tense, someone decided to cast a silent spell was rudely interrupted by one of the musicians that you happened to stand next to. And at that point, the musicians with these masks-ons and these fine robes of more somber, darker colors brought out various pieces of equipment that are more sharpened, more blunt objects, and hidden things that are in the fans and other parts of their bodies that could be... what'd I say?
The man at the back said, "Everyone attack!" And it turned into a ballroom blitz.
Oh,
Thank you.
eyes bleeding, psychic damage.
I'm gonna go get the battle
words.
map.
Okay, I took 2 points of psychic damage.
Vicious mockery on myself.
Okay, so before we pull that, let me switch over here. Yeah, we just pull the top layer and then we'll be good.
Just the top layer.
And sorry about this. Thank you, Tanya.
Yay, spasms. Whoa. Bump the camera. Whoa!
Wow, that's cool.
All right,
That's
so
cool.
from my memory and notes that I've taken that I clearly did not leave upstairs,
Maybe bring the combat cam up a little bit.
Vedic and Niquis were on the first ring on the inner part, about somewhere over here in one of the rings. It's up to you on your choice. Just take 2 dancers off and place you 2 together.
That's right, you two went together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with some big, strong person.
Ek, you're on the outer ring, about here.
Aren't you two trying to dance together?
I'm still.
Where was I again?
someone.
About here.
All right.
You got captured on the outer ring, so just remove one of the miniatures and place where that
All right.
guy's.
We'll leave that. We'll leave him and we'll take her.
All right, you prefer dudes, I get it.
So you want to be led, you don't want to lead.
Wayne,
You would have known that. by
you're
now.
at the center with the musicians.
Yep. Trying to mess up their stuff.
And it's not really working that well.
No.
And where am I?
You are all the way over here.
Yay!
As the-
It's a symphony orchestra, and you've got a washboard and a spoon.
That's how I counterspell.
And now let's do a quick initiative count, everyone.
Oh, right. I don't think we rolled that.
No, we never rolled dice last time.
Dice, that thing that we do. Did I only bring 1d20? Weird. I'll take it.
That's what he considered.
Oh, there's lights. Ha
Do you
First
need
roll.
dice?
Turn on the lights. Yep.
Kevin, do you need dice?
That is rad. I'm just going to see how far I can get with my 1d20 today.
Alright, I'm just saying, there's...
If it had rolled poorly on that initial roll, I might have taken up on it, but let's see how long this,
Sure. Just
Train
at
rides.
any point, because there's,
I'll
these
just-
ones...
if at some point my dice start
These
rolling
ones.
crap, you can just start throwing dice at me.
Okay.
Velocity is
These
encouraged.
ones.
That's still corners, hang on.
I'd say you have a problem,
These
but
ones.
that's about standard.
I'm staying quiet because I have my own bag in the
These
closet
are just
right
the ones from him.
Ones that he's discarded because they rolled poorly.
there. Oh, well, yeah.
I have a bag.
Wait a minute, they got freaking Iron Maidens here? Oh no, I don't like where this is
The
going.
ones from
I
work.
love Iron Maiden.
They love the hug. Okay, so 20 to 25.
28!
Shit!
22.
I asked for 25, thank you. I did not ask for a raise.
24.
24 for win.
22.
22, good God, you mid-maxing assholes.
I rolled well, I've got +3, man.
I rolled well. I might have a plus
20
5.
to 10.
Plus 6.
20 to 15.
Sorry, it's actually a 25.
15.
15?
Not really.
What's it? Okay, so they go.
What was I doing? I was turning this on.
15 with Nicholas.
That's not the right thing.
David, did you roll?
Oh, I have not. Sorry.
I had a feeling. I'll wait.
Oh, that's cute.
That's my pixie.
Okay.
That's going to be 12. Oh wait, I'm advantage on initiative. So
She's not
this
visible
time.
though, right?
You rolled so late, alright?
you suck. All right.
No.
12. No, it's fair.
You
It's
didn't pay
fair.
attention. You're not
It's
paying
fair.
attention.
It's fair. I wasn't paying attention. It was like, huh? Left foot, right what? Right foot, what?
Let them lead.
Left foot, let's stomp.
Hey,
Right foot, let's stomp.
here I am.
Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees.
Hey, well, why did the gnomes lose their mining contract? Some dancing.
Why?
Because they were dwarfed by the competition.
Check, please.
I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry.
It's your fault.
You're not
He
sorry
gets to
enough.
sit next to me.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, here's the rule. If I hit you with the punchline before you get it, then if 3 times in a row, you can't do anymore for like an hour. So if you offer up a terrible D&D joke and I already know it,
What if it's just a... What if you come up with a better punchline than the one that he gives?
Like an arrow? With the fist on it?
I think that means you just.
I have those arrows.
That's a good
It's
question.
cheesy.
I know that that's not really applicable to most of this table, coming up with a better punchline. But...
Yeah. One that makes people groan harder.
All right.
Mm.
All right. How about,
Medic, it is your turn.
See, okay, so here's my question. Do I know that something hinky is going on, or are we still dancing?
You're all still dancing, and the music of the musicians are still playing. Oh, actually, we'll get to that in a minute. So before you start your turn, you are currently in the hands of Nicholas, not touching the floor because quite
Right, feet are dangling. She's dancing with the
and
puppet.
you're currently at the center bit as everyone is still moving, still shifting, still moving as if they're in a classical ballroom scene.
We came from where and are heading where?
You came from this corridor,
Okay.
and you were going to go down this corridor.
And I'm going the opposite direction.
Correct.
Yay.
Useful.
And is the dance turning clockwise or counterclockwise?
For you, you know what?
Good question.
Ow, these
Well,
miniatures are awesome. So much detail on these.
It's still spinning. It is still spinning.
Still spinning?
Still spinning.
It's still spinning.
Still spinning.
Wow.
Finally stopped.
Okay, we're going
Arrow's
this way.
going that way.
Okay, so we'll say this direction.
Counterclockwise?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because your position and stuff like that. And we'll say the ring is going opposite of that. The outer ring, I mean.
Okay, so
But at the start of your turn, I'm going to roll a.
All right.
Let me double check. A D4.
Who?
You're going to decide the tempo.
That's a 2.
A 2. Okay. As everything is going on, as people are bringing with Quinn starting the whatever is going on, as you guys got swept up from
I'm
this.
picking a fight. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Oh yeah, you notice that there was darker hued roses followed by longer bits of fabric that seem to billow out from the attire that they have, and the darker clothing and scoops that they have seem to get longer and seem to flutter out as the dancers themselves start to billow in the air, blocking line of sight around you. I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
yay! Disadvantage.
Can I see this? Therefore, I have
It
advantage.
is.
Do I have advantage at this one?
Yes. It is an effect you can see.
No, that's.
Do I have to make the save, seeing as how I have no locomotive power of my own?
You still have to make the save.
I failed it, I promise.
Okay.
Oh, things aren't going well in this corner.
Oh,
They're not going well over here either.
failure.
I'm pretty sure.
Failure.
Oh, I rolled better than you! Not much!
Well, excuse me. It'd be at 5.
Oh my god.
20, you succeed.
18.
Fucking kobold who can't
You
move.
succeed.
18.
What did you roll?
So, everyone except for Quinn
So did I.
and Ed are considered blinded. As the line of sight being at the deepest parts of this ballroom, you have various bits of fabric, ribbon, and even what looks to be fans that seem to be swung around purposely to block each other's vision outside of 5 feet of range.
Okay, blind sight. Let's go.
It is your turn, Ben.
This is a hell of a labyrinth.
Okay, so
Fine.
he's being spun around in the dance by Nicholas, who's looking around, and he's being held like a muppet. Just and he grabs a hold and channels time energy into you.
Cool.
We're going to cast Cat's Grace on both of us.
What's that?
What does that do?
You and I get advantage on any dexterity checks.
Neat. Well done.
Neato.
As you finish casting that, as you feel the pulse of arcane energy go into Nicholas, your partner at the moment. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
No, I'm going to let her bop me around.
At the end of your turn, this circle is going to shift one dance position over here, and then Ek is going to shift to
Does
the
it?
right.
Wait a
So
minute.
just swap them out with the miniatures, if possible.
Just do this.
Okay.
That'd be easier. Damn, we need a lazy
Just
Susan.
one dance position.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we would need like an 8-inch lazy Susan. I don't think we have, but we have a 1 foot.
We have 10-inch
And
ones.
Ek,
That
let's
works.
just move Ek.
Okay,
So they want this. So you will be over here, Ek.
all right. I'm gonna move
So
this.
swap. Just swap the miniature.
Yep.
Just what the player miniatures.
Yeah.
So I'm dropping my miniature.
Swap, not boulder.
That's all I know how to do. So I'm gonna move this guy to here,
Yes.
and I'm taking this position.
Yep.
Okay.
To represent that you are being moved during the dance, because the dance
Ah.
is still moving.
And I'm stuck in the corridor.
Yes.
Good. I'm not moving. We know where I am.
Not at the moment.
Oh, terrible.
Stop.
Quinn, it is your turn.
Oh boy. There's gonna be some explosions.
Hey, where do mind flayers go to college? The hippocampus. No?
Funny.
Is it?
That's your second mark, sir.
It's all in the delivery too. I'm
Is it
just
going down
literally
points?
Yeah, I know.
flat.
It's
You know what? I am literally
He counts
getting
as a
hate mail.
person, right?
You got hate
Yeah.
mail.
yeah, at the moment, yes, but that might be regrettable.
You've got more hate mail.
I'm purposely flat.
Your hate mail box is full.
Thinking about it, Quinn?
That's 30 feet.
Yeah,
What?
high is the
Suggestion
ceiling we're dealing
isn't
with?
violent.
how high is the ceiling we're dealing with?
Looking up at well, you are blind right now.
No, I'm not.
Oh no, you're not blind, so you're able to see.
You.
It's roughly about 60 foot high. It's
Okay.
a tall ceiling room,
I need.
and it's one of those ceiling rooms that have the.
Is someone dancing with me currently? I didn't think anyone was.
No,
dancing.
no, you're
part
playing-
of the
playing music.
musician. You were overtaken at the time, but right now you have free movement.
Oh, okay.
Because you succeeded with.
So
your
I was going
performance.
to, because I'm actually having the Bandalore, and this comes off of the Bandalore, I'm going to leap into the air and fly up into the air.
Okay. Is this casting?
Yeah, the Bandalore, I can cast spells through it.
Okay. Fly is a 3rd level spell, right?
Yes, it is.
As you begin to float off the ground, as you begin to, yeah, but it's a spell like effect from from the item. As you begin to fly off the ground, you know one of the violins begins to go into almost a faster pace, woo, and you begin to float back down as a counter spell has been cast.
Okay.
So it unfortunately got used up, but they used their reaction. One of their reactions.
Oh, I can.
Oh, speaking of which, I do. You know what?
I can just keep
Since
doing
you
it.
activated the reaction, roll a d4, please.
2.
2? Okay. Noted.
Can't counterspell to my spell. Well, I guess I float back down. I mean, it's an action to cast.
So as you were trying to get off the floor, they cast counterspell, and you just went right back.
Then I'm going to get out of this.
Understood? You there? Understood.
Yeah.
And that's your turn, right?
Yep.
Okay. Sparks, it is your turn. You are currently in control of your partner.
Am I?
You are the lead dancer because you succeeded last time.
Right.
Last game you succeeded higher in the performance check than them, so you took the role as lead dancer. You're still grappled though.
Okay.
Oh, at the end of your turn, everyone moves positions.
Is it every turn?
So we're
or
going to
every
shift
round? Is it every turn or every round?
every player turn.
Oh, that's gonna be.
That's gonna be a lot of movements.
That's
Okay.
gonna be annoying.
And then Ek gets switched. I'm still in my spot. At least that's easy enough to switch.
Yep, only those that are currently part of the performance.
Right.
Just one.
Can I get something to stick on the one that's where we're headed and one that's where we came from? Because we keep.
Oh, right. Okay, I see what you mean. All right.
So that's where we came from. This is where we're headed.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
There's normally a little thing here, a little status tracker and hit point tracker in a little bag here for me.
Oh, it probably got moved around.
It got moved. Don't worry, we'll get it back to you.
Okay.
I think I just threw one over there.
Well, it has that one because it actually has my hit point, current hit points on it.
Yes, let's not forget that.
Current hit point total is full. Handy.
Oh, good to know. I'm full up.
You know what? At the end of Quinn's turn, it's going to do a legendary action real quick. Quinn, since you are starting to leave and get out to the peripheral of the area, it's going to make, if I flip to the right page, there we go, a Performer's Torment.
There she was, and just walking down the street singing.
I was saying, no, it's a performer's torment, not the audience's torment.
There you go.
That would be my job.
Yeah.
It's like, I got another job.
Does a 8 plus 9, that's going to be 17 hit?
Nope.
Okay. So as you're going by, you notice there's a couple of swirling people that are one of them seems to be having a cane that seems to swirl in your direction, but you just duck underneath it as you hear whoosh, as what looks to be an intentional strike from a man with a cane that seems to be performing with a young lady being his partner.
This isn't your first subtly aggressive party.
College.
You just slide off the stage on your knees.
Sparks?
Stuck underneath it.
This won't be the first audience
so-
that's tried to kill me either.
I don't know where anything is. I'm going to attempt to put on my blind sight.
You are currently grappled with both hands.
Oh, fantastic. I'm going to let go and do that.
Okay, make a acrobatics athletics check, please.
Oh, yay, I'm totally great at that. I'm not great at that. That's a 3.
Total 3?
If I were acrobatics athletics,
Yeah,
that'd be a 13.
because he rolled a 2, so that's going to be
Oh, it's a
An 11.
dancing with me.
Okay. That's a 13 because I've got a plus
so
10.
you get away. As you are about to be almost forced into a spiral, you just kind of spiral just enough so that you're able to stomp with your left foot, so you're able to stop the momentum, and you just step away just in time. As she continues down the hallway for a good 2-3 feet before stopping with almost like a chest out motion.
Blind sight. Putting that on.
I got rhythm.
So that was one of your attack actions to get away.
Yep.
I'll say a bonus action to put on a blindfold.
Just, yep, should be simple enough. And I'm going to attempt to go down the hallway that I was trying to get down, which I'm assuming is on the other side of the whole kerfuffle that's going on.
It is.
You're a little discombobulated at this moment. Make an intelligence check.
That's right, because I just got spun around and I don't know where things are. I know the hallway.
And you're not a native.
My favorite is the guy puking in the fountain.
I'm inspired. Is there really one?
Oh, there is. There's a guy tilted over in the corner.
Wait, is someone tilted over?
Hey, over there.
Oh, he's supposed to be standing.
Is he dancing?
What am I rolling again?
That's what he thinks. He's supposed to be standing.
What am I rolling?
An intelligence check.
Intelligence. Intelligence?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm not terrible with intelligence. Straight intelligence?
straight intelligence.
11.
You're in the hallway now.
Okay.
You see everyone else currently dancing around at the center.
I assume that's where I need to go, so I'm going to go to that way.
Easy enough.
I am moving.
Okay.
Full move. Look.
So you're moving, what, down the hall?
Just so I'm assuming I can see them going this way, so I'm just gonna go this way, and I'm going to. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Pardon me. Sorry. Excuse me. Sorry. Hey. Hi.
So as you get past the first two people, 2 attack of opportunities.
Go ahead.
That's going to be a 21.
Does not hit.
Okay.
Well, it probably hits. Just doesn't do damage.
Okay, yeah, true, because you take it like a champ. That is a
25
18, not a 13. I'm going to put that one away because I can't read it. So 18 plus 9, that's going to... plus 9? Yeah, plus 9. So that's going to be a... Math. 27?
27 hits.
Okay.
Damn.
And you passed one other person.
I went to high school with an Adam dancer.
Yeah, it'd be
He
3.
went into the
3 attack
military.
opportunities. Yeah.
He said boot camp was hell.
That one was lower than the first. So only one of them hits at this moment.
Okay.
Private
Go
dancer.
and roll a d3 for me.
Okay. D4, subtract the 4.
Yep.
3.
3. Understood. You automatically take 10 points of piercing bludgeoning damage
Ow.
with, you said 3?
Yep.
And this was the second one hit. So as soon as you get past the first 2 individuals over here,
Wonder.
there. As soon as you get past these 2, as you try to push past the various performers, one of them leaves their leg out as you just trip over them and fall prone. Right about here.
And now you're in a spice grinder of heels.
Ow.
As the various other people, as they continue to dance around, you see the various people intentionally try to step on you. Others try to put their cane on you. Others almost drop daggers on you and broken glass. You're like, as you're almost being dragged in various different directions with people just kicking, healing you, chest checking you as you are trying to move wherever you need to go. Let's say you can crawl for another 10 feet, but you can't stand up. Well, no, you're an athlete. You're an athlete, so you can stand
Stand
up.
back up.
Okay, and then you have 5 feet of movement left.
Fuck this shit. Okay, that only lost me about 5 feet anyway, so.
Okay, yeah, close enough. And at the end of your turn, everyone rotates one more.
Except for me. I'm just running.
Correct. You're currently not grappled.
It doesn't do a 90 degree. It only does a. It doesn't do a 90. It only does a 45 turn.
The outside's running faster. Significantly faster.
Well, yes, because that's how circles work. You have to travel more on this outer circle than in the inner.
Yeah, one dancer position.
Yep.
Oh.
You're like spinning and running around
Oh.
all side. You're running from side to side.
At the end of Spark turns, it's going to use 2 legendary actions on.
Should have had that seaweed for breakfast.
Yeah, it's going to do
We'll
this.
have seaweed for breakfast.
It's going to use a crescendo. A
Crescendo.
crescendo. I'm having trouble with wording today. As it begins, the musicians begin to pick up with this, what seems to be a cacophony noise, but then turns into almost a symphony of various emotions that swells within your bodies as it continues playing, and then long silence, almost like a violin pull across the strings and cellos and flutes of the musicians. Let's
the
have
black
Sparks roll a d8 for me.
D8.
Yes.
6.
6. So I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw. Because I believe everyone's in the swarm.
Yep, everyone's now.
Well, I can only bring this one die so far.
It's working well for you, huh? Nice. So you succeed.
That's nat, actually.
24.
Succeed.
30.
Succeed.
23.
Succeed.
18.
26.
Wow, okay. As you feel a pulse of some sort of energy hit your guys' chest from the various music trying to swell up certain emotions inside of you, you push it aside. You've dealt with worse. As you guys continue on what you need
I
to do.
killed my father twice. I'm okay with this.
And now it's the ballroom's
The ballroom's turn.
the ballroom's turn. Yes. The
Oh, we're turning
ballroom
in
is
the
going to
ballroom.
make 4.
I'm waiting for a Balrog joke.
A what?
Balrog joke.
Oh.
There's going to be 4 performer tournaments, which is going to be
I think there's one in there.
2 against Eck and 2 against.
Let's do the ballroom.
Actually, let's do 2 against Quinn, 1 against Sparks and Eck. Let's see what happens. So the first one towards Quinn. That's not going to hit. If that the one prior didn't hit, this one ain't going to hit. Does a 19 hit, Quinn?
It would normally, but as I feel that landing, I'm going to do my silvery barbs and give them disadvantage and myself advantage.
Silvery Barbs, the newest spell. All right, very well.
It's a nasty spell.
Reducing the time
awesome spell.
wizard's ability to nothing but a first level spell. That's going to reduce it to a 6 plus 9, so that's a 15.
Nope.
Okay. Sparks, you're not prone, so
No.
not advantage. But that is a natural 20.
Okay.
So I think that hits.
Yeah.
Okay, and then roll a d3. Eck. Does a 19 hit you?
That is going to hit.
2.
2.
That is going to
Okay.
hit.
Sparks, you take 10 points of piercing bludgeon damage, and let's roll this one out. Oh, so many ones. You take 16 points of necrotic damage.
16 points.
As the dancers are continuing their motions and moving around the ballroom, you get hit with a shard of glass that goes across your neck and seems to pour inward with various liquids that was in the glass once, now on your back, and it just festered and stings into the wounds that are a part of your body, and you can just feel something just rip something out of the back of you. And then momentarily leads that you stumble forward. Everyone else, as you are dodging and or just bluntly taking the hits and not getting damage, you seem to be okay. And it's going to cast one spell.
Ow.
I need to double check this one.
I'm gonna
Quinn, Nicholas, you're on deck, by the way. Sorry for taking so long.
Me or Quinn?
Nicholas.
already acted. I didn't do much, but I acted. Mostly acted out. Acted up.
2 names were said. I was not going to trust that I was correctly interpreted.
Heck, make an intelligence saving throw.
No. No, I just...
Counterspell.
Okay. Go and roll a d20, please.
I'm in the middle of going, well,
But as you're seeing the musicians start to bring up the various cellos in the base that they have,
So it's 14 plus what?
Plus your proficiency, plus your primary.
plus your intelligence.
That's in the 20s.
Yeah. It's no proficiency.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a specific type of wizard.
So it's
Okay.
so what am I rolling? So 14.
D20 plus intelligence. But since
20.
you rolled a 14?
Yeah.
As you release the spell, one of the cellos are bringing it up almost like a bassy tune all the way up its cello
Just
part.
flipped it into guitar mode.
It suddenly goes...
as they dance by, then it just sort of put it back, keep it on the ground.
As the spell is rightfully taken care of. That is the end of the ballroom's turn. It is now Nicholas's turn.
The die will not be rolled.
Am I still blinded?
At the top of the round, thank you for reminding me of that. Roll a d4.
You currently have Bardic Inspiration, by the way.
Okay.
At the tail end of last session, I gave it to you because you were going to do something to deal with this, and then we forgot all about it.
Alright. 3?
3.
What the hell
So
is
you are
Bardic
not blinded
Makes
anymore,
it
as the temple seems to
whatever you want.
shift and turn to more of a fast-paced, foot stomping type of music. As the violinist just starts with a, I need everyone to make a charisma saving throw, if you will.
Okay, I'm good at those.
As the people just speed up with their movement, almost in a running fashion,
Wow.
turning and jumping from one line to another as they continue to in the spiral around.
Oh, no.
God, charisma.
30?
You're fine. Whatever's trying to happen, you're keeping up with this because you know.
Nat 20? Oh. Nice.
Medic?
3.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that in a moment.
Wow. I thought I was bad.
11.
Can you
11.
just cover him with my
Okay.
hair?
We'll get that. Well, yeah, we're gonna get to that in a moment.
Put me down. I need to show this idiot how to play a
You're
bassoon.
turn, body check, almost a heel stomp, suddenly there's temple shake, and suddenly your arms are in someone else as you're already picked up and grappled once again. Put yourself with a pair, please. Quinn,
23.
you're fine.
You can go back around the
13.
corner.
You're grappled.
No.
And part of the swarm once again.
I'm gonna do something funnier. So what I'm gonna do is this, and eventually you and At can end up partnered together.
That works.
So, okay, I need to move myself, right?
No, I think we're good.
Because
Where's that?
I'm moved as well,
You're
right?
over there. Oh, we've been moving things as needed.
No, but I just failed mine as well. So
Yeah, you're grappled. You're
Oh.
already with someone.
Okay, just grappled again. Okay.
And since there were 2 miniatures taken, put these 2 together in somewhere that they would be part of the
Here's
dancing
the other
routine.
one here.
That's where they were.
No, that was the woman that was dragging you away.
There's gaps right there.
Because the number of people don't change, I was just making it simple so that
But they're alone. Would they be paired?
they're going to try to pair with someone.
They're doing solos.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just picture one of them like comes up to Greg.
Drake, that's fine.
I'm your private dancer.
You know,
Roll me
it's
closer,
kind of
Tony
like back
Danza.
in high school prom. You try to find someone and you don't get it, so you kind of just chill by yourself.
Hold me
You
closer,
act
Tony
like you're
Danza.
fine, but you know,
I'd
you
really
still
like
hurt
to
a
be a
little bit.
wallflower right
No,
now, if that's okay.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Sorry for interrupting. You're no longer blind,
Cool.
but it is moving much faster than it was a moment ago.
Okay, but I can identify which way is out.
Correct.
Cool. I'm going to use minor illusion to create a klaxon like the exit is here, the exit is here from that hallway.
Stage left. Stage left.
No, stage left!
Your other
Right.
left.
And then is
Upstage
this
or
one
downstage?
or that
Upstage or
one?
downstage?
I don't.
It was.
this one.
It's that
the
one. Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just realized how I can get you guys out the exit.
Help.
At the end of that casting, with your
This one is the
30
exit right here.
charisma save and his bottomed out charisma save,
Sure.
you notice that your arm, as you're casting with one hand, performing the rituals, you notice that Vedit is about to be swapped just instinctively.
Right. I'm just being passed around.
It's up to you if
Sure.
you want to.
I'm gonna keep a hold of him, and then I'm gonna use my bonus action to face step. No.
This is my cobalt.
What? You're taking. Oh,
Make another
I had an idea.
performance check, if you will.
Oh no, not performing.
I know this, but this is your own territory, you know.
Shocking grass.
It's a 26.
26, yeah, quite literally just no, and almost like a whiplash.
You just toss the cobalt to the other hand.
And you're already like
Spin in
pose
the
and
middle.
everything.
Huh?
How far are you going?
30 feet.
Is face up a spell like ability? I don't think so. It's just innate for you.
Yeah, it's just something she does.
So, yeah, there's
But
nothing
can
that
you
can
take
do.
me with you?
That is a question. That would be funny though. No. Bye.
Well, if I can't take him with me, then I'm not gonna
I
do
can
that.
get him.
But
Just Looney
I
Tunes
can get
style.
myself. I can leave at any point.
yes, but getting you to leave is the concern.
That's the problem.
Oh no, I can get you. I have these grappling arrows. No, it's not a plunger. It's a harpoon.
It needs to
I'm
be
aiming for something
with
mean.
a rope attached part. Like this.
I'm gonna aim for something meaty.
It doesn't
It's called Grab a
specify.
Cobalt.
I'm pretty sure it's just if I remember correctly. Let's do a fun
New
one
from
here.
Quinn's Emporium of Odd Arrows.
It is. It used to be someone else's emporium of arrows.
It's
now
like a
mine.
spell. Like it's as a spell, right?
But we're talking, yeah, it's a spell like no, we're not talking about if it's a spell like ability, because it's innate, so they can't spell that. What we're asking is, can you be taken with them?
Because, like, there's one of them where I could send you instead of me.
But I think that's a specific.
Right, I'm also not that month. So, or season.
It's not that time of the year.
God. Don't go there.
Of course, it changed with the most recent stuff.
Yeah, a lot of things changed with the.
Guys
Okay,
looking up.
well, then-
Effect is personal. Oh no, it's teleport. Yeah, move action, personal range.
Let's see. Oh no, that's the very.
I don't know. Everything's screwy because I do this with the dog in my pocket all the time.
Well, you also don't, especially with pets and stuff like that. I don't sweat that because it's like it's your pet. I'm not gonna sweat it unless you like use it as an attack dog like Vedic.
Apparently, I use you like an attack dog.
I mean, backpack sorcerer.
Generally speaking, 5e categorizes things as objects or creatures, and as worn carried. Again, sorry.
Now you can do it.
So as far with the wording that it has here on the updated D&D Beyond page.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm looking at the. No, I'm okay. So,
Okay, I have an alternative.
okay,
So I didn't do that.
I'm pretty sure it's a no.
What? Somebody was trying to grab him,
Yes.
and I did my performance thing. Can I sling him to Eck instead? Because Eck is within 5
With that performance check of 23, I'll say yeah. As you take
26.
26, even better. As you look where Act is about to get grappled by someone else.
No,
with
he
the
is being grappled, and then like Newton's cradle, you're just suddenly holding a kobold.
Exactly. So Act, you're just grappling now with Vedic, a golden kobold. You're like, ah! Because right now you're just being seeing mass space after mass space after mass space after mass space that have this almost.
Trade it back for one with a mask.
As they just keep moving around. Something about
getting
them
fucking
don't
scary.
seem right. And then you're holding on to Vedic. Still dancing a part of the swarm, but.
Alright, and then I'm going to use my face step
Okay.
to step here. I need that one to make a wisdom saving throw.
Understood. And it is a magical effect. Yeah, rolled higher on the second one. Wisdom saving throw. I should not charisma. So that would be a hard 13.
He fails, so he is now frightened of me.
Understood. As you
Get me a drink.
Approximately, and then I'm gonna let me lead at Sparks. And
Oh,
make one final performance check. You're doing a lot, but make one final performance check.
oh, I'm not saying I have to like grab onto him. Like I have moved there. His partner is going to run the fuck away from me. He has no choice, and if he's any smarter than a box of rocks, he will grab a hold of me on his turn.
So
That's what
are
I'm
you
saying.
doing
I would
here?
Make one more performance check.
Yeah.
we've already
Because
discussed.
You're about to find out a couple.
We've already discussed the backpack warlock scenario.
The what?
Backpack warlock scenario. Sorcerer scenario. Sorry.
It's where you put you in a
I'm gonna reroll.
Okay.
Backpack sorcerer scenario. The
Much
BSS.
better. 28.
28. So as you phase out from your phase state ability, so stepping from one reality to another, or in between realities in more actor aspects, and come out and have that visage of fright and the Raven Queen or shadow energy around you, expecting to have a reaction that normally anyone in the right mind would just go nope and just out. As the phase with this porcelain mass of a female individual, finely dressed and everything, but you notice with your passive perception that it's lacking teeth and eyes. And not like you can't see them, but like you can see into it, like there's a negative space inside.
We're thinking of these like individual entities, and I'm thinking it's more this ballroom is its own
Sure, but
entity.
And
Whatever.
the frights and effects seem to have no effect on it.
okay.
But you are still keeping up with the pace as, at the end of your turn, everyone shifts once again. With, if you want to stay with Sparks, you may.
Cool.
With that performance check.
Someone hold the turntables of the room.
My, how the turns table.
And then Technically, do they still move, even though they're leading?
You know what you do? You just shift the entrance and exit.
You're still
over.
part of the ballroom swarm. On your turn, you may choose to leave. But you can
Like, that's exactly what you do.
Easy way to do it.
easy.
Right, so are these the exits?
That's the entrance. This one's the exit.
Oh,
There you
okay.
go.
But
That one has loud yelling, go over here noises coming from it for the next minute.
And it's going to use a legendary action to.
Please
the
listen
only
to it.
issue
You're
with that
right
is
next.
I'm not in it.
No, it's going to
So
use two legendary actions to do
I'm not caught up in this.
a crescendo once again.
I was wondering why you were fucking with her.
Vedic. Roll a
It's just another
D4.
thing to
Roll a
have to-
D8, please.
You're one to talk.
That's why I wondered.
Trace.
Trace.
Two devils and a dog.
I need everyone to make another Constitution
devils.
saving throw, please.
Con saving throw. I still wanted to roll
19.
one right now. So I can
19,
throw it.
success.
Modified 20.
Modified 20, success.
You can
25.
Success.
21.
21.
23.
You
23.
can still choose.
As
to
you
throw
feel
for that
another
space.
pulse of the crescendo music from the center of the musicians pick up once again, you feel almost like a buzzy feeling inside you that almost makes you want to stop and just listen to the beautiful music.
I
But
think
then you
that
shake it
cello
off.
player is wrong. He clearly doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Put me back in.
I want to projectile vomit into Zedek's face.
Ah. Heck, it is your turn.
Great.
The exit is here. The exit
Exit
is
was-
here. The exit
Great.
is here.
Here. Not a bad hug.
No, I'm gonna give that bass player a piece of my mind.
And I'm going to attempt to grapple Vedic.
You're already grappling.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
If you want, you can do a performance check to see who's the lead.
I promise you, it's you.
Performance first. You can choose to fail.
16.
Okay.
No, get it and then tell him the steps out.
I also rolled a 16.
Oh shit! Who has a higher
Do
charisma?
it again.
Okay, no, do it again. Do it again.
No.
4.
7.
After a fierce few moments of you two trying to lead each other,
Lingering eye contact. Like each of them afraid and the other one's gonna kiss them or something.
you have the role of the lead dancer.
We are Steph. Left and right and left and right.
No, right and left and right and left and then kickball chain. What is wrong with you?
Tempo.
Step ball.
And I'm moving
Step on
toward
pause,
the
step
toward
on
the
change,
exit.
Plus turn.
Where the hell am I? Oh,
You're
it's
right by
on-
We're
the
right by the exit.
Yep.
That's why this is
All right.
happening at
What's
all.
the movement that I can go? How far
You
I
can
go?
actually move your entire movement, but as soon as because you're right at the proper location, as you turn and try to move that direction, as you go left, right, left, or in your case, 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot.
1 foot, other foot, 1 foot, other peg foot.
Both of you, Ek and Vedic, immediately hit hardwood as you hear the shifting and of various furnitures, desks, and a cabinetry that used to be on the wall suddenly make a rudimentary platform that seems to be filled with various liquids, beverages, followed by 3 plops of what look to be furry balls of fur that quickly dress themselves back towards you. What looks to be a coat, followed by something sunk going onto their face, making it as they turn around as a 6-armed bartender. No neck, porcelain mask seems to be looking towards you, shaking the various drinks around as they look towards you. Anyone speak Sylvan?
Yes.
How close are you?
I'm adjacent.
Oh, Quinn!
You're
Across.
inside the room.
Yeah, I speak it.
Oh, and you speak it too? Very well. Wow, all the Sylvans here. As,
I can hear some
almost like
something.
3 separate voices
Okay,
speaking
so
at once.
kick
So you're
draw,
like,
that's all I hear.
what seems to be your poison? Which is what I say. I need both of you to make wisdom saving throws, please.
Thank God I
Along
did.
with Quinn as well, because you're that close.
You need me to make sense?
Yes.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Does he make? He doesn't know what it said.
I don't know what it said, but
Doesn't matter.
all right. What am I rolling against? Sorry,
Wisdom saving throw?
wisdom. Oh gosh.
Oh, that's just the actual first roll that I've made since giving myself advantage, so.
Damn.
What
That one set of dice is all you're gonna need.
Bartender. Oh, sorry, it's a charisma saving throw. So keep the roll. Just
Okay, keep the roll. Just get charisma. Okay. Well, it really didn't matter with me because it's either strength or con. Then I go cool.
Well, one of those
And
is
if
a
it's
great roll for
anything
me.
but strength or con, it's like,
Sorry.
well, just screw it.
Does
And
a
thank you for moving him into position.
does a 14 save?
It does not.
Oh, 18. Native straight up. baby.
Succeeds.
27.
You're fine. So, Eck, even though you
I
get
should
stopped in
fail.
place, you go almost going over the desk entirely as you take your hand and almost get stuck on it entirely. Vedic immediately goes, "Oh yeah, this is my jam," and immediately almost picks up the drink and starts begins to drink it.
And-
This dark, fizzly, purpley liquid.
I'm rotating.
Venom fishing through
I'm
bottles.
rotating.
No, I want to try that one.
I'm-
Look,
I'm-
that one's gold.
I am
Look,
powering through, just breaking bottles if I can.
Just kick through the.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Just kick through the
Can I
ball.
see this?
You can.
Advantage on things that I can see.
Come on.
21.
21. You do not get hit. As you begin to push through, you notice a cocktail
No.
has already been launched at you, and you hear a as the floor gets to fizz already. But unfortunately, Vedic is already chugging one down right now. Choose your poison. Roll a D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll a
Five.
D6.
Roll a d5.
3.
3. Twisted Shake. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
That's a dance move.
I got the twisted shake.
So it goes around.
7.
7.
Sorry, 10.
10. Still the same thing. Okay, so that makes it. I'm going to look this up real quick.
Oh no, you suck again.
How do you kill a wizard? You make them make obscure saving.
Now roll a D10.
Now roll 3d6. Now roll
And
3
now
more d6.
Vedic's picked up on this into X phase.
9.
9. That had some burn to it. It really goes down harshly. As you give a little burp sensation, it almost goes up the nostrils at the same time.
Close mouth, close mouth.
No. I was thinking it was
It's going to take you a moment to process that. For the next turn,
Dwarven.
you cannot act and
Turnip
move normally.
Turn the tail.
Until further notice, you cannot act or move normally.
Okay, well, that wasn't going to happen
When has he
anyway.
ever acted normally?
Heck, it is still your turn. Going to make a general acrobatics athletics check. Whoop.
Ooh, not so good. Oh, not good. Athletics check. So just my bonus strength only, right?
Yes.
So it'd be an 8.
8. Unfortunately, as you try to jump over the bar, as your hand hits the bar, you try to get over and your hand's
No,
stuck.
this is skill.
Athletics.
Oh, athletics plus 16. I'm sorry, 18.
How do you have plus 16 on
And I'm double.
athletics?
I'm
Expertise.
He's exceptional.
expertise.
Okay, so
He has
as you're like
expertise.
realizing your hand is stuck, like the very
I
physical.
only added my strength bonus. I didn't go to the skill.
Would you like me to finish what happens?
Depends. Is it any good?
Yeah, we'll find out if I ever get to finish.
So 18.
18 total? You still succeed, barely. As you get up onto the bar, you notice your hand is stuck. You're like, oh crap, this is not good. And you're like, wait a minute, I weigh a fucking ton. And then you just kind of roll forward like a boulder as the bartender just goes, ah! And as you just land on top of the boulder as it plops into 3 different people and just kind of runs around on the floor, 3 different segments of the suit itself, as you're now on the other side of the bar. But that's your entire movement.
And I still have Vedic with me.
Yes!
Who's burping in my face?
There's purplish fumes coming out of his nostrils.
Hang on, I think I can breathe fire.
No.
Comes out the other
I'm turning Vedic around.
It comes out the other end.
At the end of your turn, it's going to make another legendary action. And Yeah, it's going to do a performance torment. It's going to strike Quinn and Niquis.
Okay.
So that's going to be for Quinn. It's going to be a natural 19 plus 9, so that's going to be a 28.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to roll a d4 for me. And for Niquis, it's going to be a 9 plus 14, which is going to be a 23.
To hit?
Yes,
Does not.
because you have a bunch of stuff now.
Yep.
Yeah.
I get mage armor for free is part of it.
Nice.
And then other stuff, like I get to add my charisma bonus on top, and this and that and the other, and yeah.
Cries and squishy.
I mean, I had 14 AC up until 3 sessions
Yeah.
ago.
So
I had a
Quinn,
16
as
until recently.
the various performers are trying to hamper you in any way with various knives, daggers, blunt objects, and other things. You notice that one of them, as a big heavy cane comes over the back of the head of Niquis, it just bounces off this strange shadow ether energy around her, almost like a like with a hollow boom. But you do suffer 10 points of piercing damage,
Ow.
and you are knocked prone.
I don't get a save against being knocked prone.
Not for this one.
Okay.
And everyone rotates. If actually, is anyone part of the performance now?
None of us are actually caught up in it,
Then don't worry about it.
so none of us would actually have to rotate.
The performance
Well-
is the entire circle, right?
We
Yes.
would.
Yeah.
You're not.
You're not grappled by
being
someone.
forced to
So
move.
you
No,
don't have
but
to.
we would move. I mean, part of this whole thing is I'm keeping us moving so that
Oh
way.
yes, because Sparks is still grappled, right?
With her.
No, you're not. You're still grappled by another person. You weren't able to frighten the other person.
Right, the thing wasn't frightened. I'm there. I told you to switch to me, but I wasn't able to take lead because I had already cast the minor illusion. That was my end.
There you go.
Gotcha. Okay, well that's easy enough
It's
for me to
been
do.
moved.
Thank you.
Vedic, it is your turn. At
think
the end of
I
your
feel
turn,
wrong.
make another wisdom saving throw.
I can act and move normally though.
No, you
Make another.
can't
You
move.
can-
I'm grappling you.
I
You cannot
cannot do
move?
nothing. No. I can't move. I can't act. That was what the roll I just made was. The last one.
The creature can. Oh no, the creature can act. Sorry, I said I read can't. So you're perfectly fine.
This round.
Yes. So you can act and move normally. You just had a little burn to it.
We need to go this way, Betty.
All right. Let's
Go
go.
this way.
We can go.
Can I turn you around safely? You're not going to burp in
Yeah.
my face? Again?
It's. No. All right. Put me down.
I'm tasting burning.
I'm going to put you down, but I'm still holding onto your hand.
You look at 5-year-old.
Smart. Smart.
I look like a little 5-year-old being led by.
I actually don't have any particularly good options here. I'm gonna hold. Oh. No, I can't. I'm already concentrating on something. I'm gonna sit here and wait for an opportunity to help my
You're
friends.
going to be escorted by Daddy.
Jesus, never say that again.
Walking this way, we're walking.
At the end of your turn, make another wisdom saving throw.
Another wisdom saving.
Yes. Usually you're pretty good at it.
$17.
17, you just succeed.
Okay.
You are no longer affected by this choose your poison ability.
The insanity.
It was a confusion space.
Okay. Well, here I am looking up like, did I prep remove curse today? I did.
Alright. I get up.
Yes.
I pull my bow.
I get
Yes.
down.
I-
I get up again.
Click, click,
You're
click.
never gonna keep me
This
down.
one.
I get down. I get up again.
Your band sucks.
What are you doing?
Fragmentation grenade arrow band.
I love it.
FBCKDAGN. Fucked again.
Well, I only have to hit an AC 12, so yes.
So yes.
And they have to make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw.
It is not a magical effect because tinker, bitches.
And
So
I'm
that's
gonna-
a natural 19.
Nope, it gets disadvantage because I'm spending a bar inspiration.
Okay.
You.
That was a little late. Or can
So
you do
that
it?
I
is
can do it
a.
reflexively.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a 2.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is that? Is that an 8? No. Okay, so that's going to be a 2 plus 5.
So I have a question.
Yes.
For my special arrows, right? When I'm shooting them, do I still get sharpshooter damage if I take the penalty?
If
on
it's an
attack?
area effect, no.
Oh, okay.
Because at that
Kind of
point,
just
it's.
defeats the purpose.
What if I shot someone in the face with one of these?
Or if you shot someone in the face with a fragmentation.
Oh, okay. 22 piercing and fire damage. Ta-da.
22. Okay.
I feel like there should be some... Your instruments are now on fire kind of shit.
I think it makes them better.
So as you release the fragmentation arrow, before you're able to blink it,
Fire in the flames.
at the center of the musicians, as the musicians almost get catapulted in various different directions, but they're still they're only a few feet apart, seemingly packing themselves out as there's still a little fire coming from them, but seemingly not as affected as much as you might wanted them to be affected.
Mhm.
And this was a
Fragmentation grenade.
yeah, so it was piercing and fire.
Fire and piercing.
Fire and piercing. Even though it hit them and they're still smoldering, their strange movements and stuff like that seem to have dampened it. And now that they're damaged, this is the first damage that they've taken, you notice that the holes in their body, especially with your passive perception, it's just like as if they've been, like there's no innards. Like you slightly see the various different points of view, and you're just like you're looking into something else, even though you're seeing the body of a person, of a very firm halfling humanoid elf-like person that all have these porcelain masks, no teeth, no eyes, and now holes of black.
I do have blind sight on.
You do, but you don't have the
Well,
passive
So
perception.
fun fact,
I know.
that's only one attack and I get 3.
Yes, you do.
So, how many fragmentation grenade arrows did I actually have? Because you never actually told me.
If I remember correctly, I gave you. Oh,
It didn't. Most of the other ones have a number, but this
Oh,
one was
okay.
at a different time.
roll a d4. Because they are a highly sought after item,
2.
especially during war times.
Yeah.
So 2.
So you got 2 of them. Well, you have 1.
I have 1 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting another one.
So you think about. Yeah.
yeah. F you and the horse you rode on and everyone in your general vicinity.
Then it starts making Molotov cocktails. All right, here we go.
That one's only 19 damage.
19 damage?
Yeah. And
Okay.
again, they get the
Yeah, it's
save.
pretty low. Yeah, 2,
Yeah,
4,
you think it'd be more.
Do they have disadvantage again?
What's that?
Do they have disadvantage?
Yes, it's for the round.
Is it for the. Oh, because of the bard thing. Right?
Yeah.
It's not. Okay. Okay. So he'll take the 14 plus. So that's going to be 19 total?
Yes.
Okay. I rolled a 14 and 16 plus 5.
Okay.
So, as you release the second arrow, and as you were there pondering it, as they seem to recompose, all the ladies of the dance seem to take out what looked to be folding fans, almost like a paper umbrellas. And as soon as you release the second one, you're like, oh, they bring it down towards your direction, and it hits the paper fans and explode. As they just lift it back up and begin to saunter on with their rest of their course, almost as if they're getting ready for a Sunday rainy afternoon, seemingly unaffected, not
Right.
making the smoke twirl above them, even adding to the performance.
All right, one more. This one's going to be a Thundersteel arrow.
Oh, okay.
This one I actually have to target one of the performers.
cello player.
Cello player, because he pissed me off. 19?
19 does hit. Roll your damage.
Alright, so he gets regular damage plus an extra d8 thunder damage. And he needs to make a con saving throw or be knocked 10 feet away and prone.
Constitution So that's going to be a natural 15 plus
He's
7.
fine. DC was 15.
Okay.
And
Good attempt, though.
7 plus 17 is 24 plus additional 3. So 27 points of piercing damage from
Total
the,
27. Woof!
3 of that was Sonic. I don't know if it.
That's perfectly fine. Okay.
Your band sucks!
As you look at the cello bearer that's currently just going dum 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 dum.
Freebird, bitches!
You aim for the throat, and as it hits the throat, the arrow disappears entirely, but the arrow doesn't pierce to the other side.
Okay.
Just still leaving that nasty hole before you hear the thunder. Yeah, it seems thunder, and as it goes off the passive perception, the thunder doesn't go off on the cello player, but on the dancer next to you.
Okay.
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Just do it.
Okay.
You would be the only one that seems to be able to see this shit.
29.
He rolled a 17.
With that, with the person that you hear almost want to say something like slicking in and out of like wet leather, and something slicking through it.
This is like my first prom.
As you look over and you notice that from one of the explosions from the internal parts that came from the second person, even though you shot that guy, part of the skin opened up to reveal the inner parts of it that's looked to be completely hollowed out with various.
These are tentacles. These are a whole bunch of finger puppets.
Pretty much. As you see something grayish,
What?
liquidy worm body thing, kind of just inside the body.
Man, Hemingway's learned a new trick or two.
I don't want to know. I'm glad I don't know what's going on because that says that this thing is huge.
By the way, how much of my movement is getting up from prone?
Half your movement.
Okay,
Unless
so
you have athlete.
I do not. I'm still going to move another 15 feet back. Beep, beep, beep.
Okay.
Into the rubble.
The bar is still there, though.
Oh, the bar is there?
Yeah, the bar is still there.
Can I make an acrobatics check to leap the bar?
Yes, you can. It's not like
Let's do that.
physically.
Yeah, I did. I kind of rolled over the top of it.
16?
16. As you try to jump over the bar, you're put one hand followed by a boot, and you're like, you're stuck. You are now currently.
Stuck to the bar.
Meanwhile, here's Eck going.
As you notice that the various
Right
parts of the
here.
body are currently jumping on top of each other, trying to connect this body of a bar, six-armed bar person, of whatever people they're inside. At the end of your turn, everyone is going to rotate one position, which is going to be Nicholas and Sparks. At
Guess
this time.
what? Nicholas and Sparks move to the exit.
Yeah, hey.
Ah, you lucky sots.
Thank you. I wasn't making any headway.
But before it gets
Was planned. Totally. Definitely luck. Yep.
yeah, but before it gets to Sparks,
I was not making any headway at all.
Nicholas, make a perception check.
That's plus 25.
25? Okay, yeah. Where would he be right now? Can I have the directional time?
Go back.
You need to roll it?
Do you want it to be seen?
No, I don't want it to be seen. Naturally.
It stays in place.
Dun, 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 dun.
No, I'm just going to say it.
You're about to get a whisper.
Nicholas. With your passive perception, you've been able to notice this hollowed out nature as well. You've already noticed that. The person that currently is grappling Sparks, you notice that the eye is currently looking at you, gives a little wink, and then begins to move towards the bar and tries to push over the bar even though you're still in front of it.
Stuck to it. Standing on it.
Stuck to it, standing on it, kind of
Bar
just
falls over. I'm
Yeah.
stuck to it. Now I'm just sideways.
You do hear a tapping on your mental wards. A familiar.
Knock, knock, knocking
Yeah,
on
sure.
Mental's door.
To be honest, I thought we were going to meet on better terms.
I'll be there.
That was quite a signal you gave at the front desk. Let's get out of here. You hear the name, a familiar voice echoing in your head of a particular individual that you took under your wing.
So it's Aeronat.
Yes.
Okay.
Completely dressed to look part of the ballroom, but
Yeah, sure.
yeah. Know what he's going to use? Sparks, you're currently being assailed by one of the dancers of performance. Are you going to resist this? And he's currently trying to spin you faster and faster around. And seemingly wants to fling you onto Quinn.
This is both where I want to go and where I don't want to go, so
Yes.
I'm going to allow it.
Bad touch.
But I'm going to attempt to avoid him,
Make a performance check.
and I'm trying to jump out that way because I see everyone going that way. So whatever is
There's
going
also a
on,
loud yelly sound.
I'm just going that way. So that's where I think I'm going. That's
Okay.
where I'm going.
Make a performance check.
This is not how Batman dies.
And yeah,
Performance. Okay. Let's see. What do I have for performance? Okay, it's charisma based. It's not the worst stat I have. That's not a good roll. No, actually, that's never mind. That's a 19, actually.
Hold on, what did you roll?
18.
Okay.
Plus
You
1.
can't read his dice.
Even though with that,
Kind of hard to see.
with a performance check of a 28 on my side.
Ooh, fuck.
So, Sparks, as you're like, I'm getting hang this, suddenly you feel yourself go weightless, as if like you're being flung through the air. And Quinn, you turn around as you hear, as you turn around, and you just see Metal Man flying through the air, currently at your directions, collides into you. You feel a ripping sound from your hand and boots. Roll a d20 to see if you keep your boot.
There's the camera angle of looking over the
17.
shoulder of
17, you
X.
keep your boot as you and Sparks go over the edge.
The explosions happening behind him, people flying over the bar, and then slow motion over the shoulder.
Sorry, it's roughly about 700 pounds right now.
Yep. Yes, it's all a dwarf hide.
Can't breathe.
Sorry.
Yeah,
It seems to be
there's
almost this dressed individual, what looks to be almost like a high elf individual, pale skin, almost gray, seems to give a saunter towards your direction, looks towards you, bows, and then turns into almost feather raven. And it appears 30 feet down over here. Whoop. What happened to the miniature that was with everyone here?
Was it a special one or was it just one of the?
It was just one of the people, because it was a group of 3.
yeah. Basically, I was keeping up. Just
Oh, give one the male one, please.
Here, let's grab one of the 3 dudes that are just lucky peering over
There you go. And Sparks, it is now officially your turn.
On my feet. On your feet. That's. Walk.
So you're picking up Quinn?
Yes. Just off him. How do you uncrunch a can?
My hair hurts.
Just pat. Turn. Walk.
Good Mary. I'm just got a smashed pouch of jam. They used to be good berries.
Look on the inside without flipping it inside out.
At the end of your turn, Sparks, you're the only one in it. It's going to do a tempo shift.
okay.
Roll a d4, please.
See, notice that none of us are worried about Nicholas.
2.
Why would you be?
Exactly.
I trust that you can get yourself out. And actually,
Make a
my
dexterity
strategy was
saving
if everyone else wasn't out, like whoever was last was getting grapple arrowed. Let's go for the meaty part of the cheek.
Make a dexterity saving throw. if you will.
Not that
You
cheek.
have advantage.
Yes, I do.
Man, you guys have been missing all the fun ones here.
So add dex, and then I'm gonna take my adding a d8,
Yeah, I rolled really well, even though I have
and that's
shit stats.
8 plus 12, 21.
21, you succeed.
Thank
are
you for
not
the
blinded.
inspiration.
Okay. It is now the ballroom's turn with the tempo and change already taking into effect. It's going to do all of its 4. What is it called again?
Legendary actions.
No, performers' torments on the only person that is in the room right now.
Yes.
It just turned into a ballroom.
Do any of those require an attack roll?
Yes.
Silvery barbs.
Okay. As you turn around and cast this spell again. So that's for one or all of them.
I think it's just one.
I think it's just one. So, do you want to do it for the first?
Sure.
Okay.
Anything I can do to.
That's a
avoid-
natural 3. So it went from a 15 to a 3 on the raw die.
Okay.
Second one, natural 3. This die is fired.
Alright, you got the next one.
Third one, natural 1.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Fourth one,
We're getting lucky.
What's this wee shit?
so that's going to be 16 plus 9, so that's
I,
going to be a
I should
25.
still be dancing in that
Hits.
room. That's the
Roll a d3, please. So a d4 minus.
charisma-based checks and stuff. I should be just still dancing around.
Spend your bardic inspiration. You
One.
add a d8.
She just
to it.
did.
Already
What?
did.
Okay.
So as you are currently dodging, turning, twisting, having the wards on part of your body take the brunt of the hit, suddenly you feel yourself swept off your feet and part of the swarm again as you are grabbed.
Okay.
She got this.
Now, that's not going to do much for you, being a Fey entity yourself.
Did you still fail even with the bardic inspiration?
Nicholas, it is your turn.
I passed with the bardic inspiration.
Because mine, if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
fail, you keep it.
I'm gonna use one of my face steps.
Yep.
Bye.
As you are currently with one of the masked individuals, this one more of a paler, older man, long beard that has been twisted several times over to make various different creatures in his own beard, currently leaning forward with no image inside.
Yeah,
He's
and I'm gonna go, ew, no, and
Noticing one of the gray entity peer in, open what looks to be a toothy maw, and have an eye look out the mouth only.
ew,
And then
no.
you
This is not your trash compactor.
okay. With everyone out of combat, I'm going to say we're going to go into free action as you guys continue down the corridor with this new entity that seems to turn around and goes, in Sylvan. Well, at least they're skilled.
That was fun. Let's do it again.
And seems
No.
to tug on his leathers, and they turn into more of a more studded leather variety with a single cape that goes down. Completely changes its attire, but still with a porcelain mask, as he seems to.
Is this the 6-armed bartender, or is this the one that came with us?
This is
I
one
assume
of
the
that
one
I
that came
took
with
slow.
you,
I
yeah.
quietly took that one off camera and lit it on fire.
I was gonna on camera light the bar on fire.
Is there anything you would like to do in order to assist your departure? As
I'm
you go
going to
down the
light the
corridor?
bar on fire. That's alcohol, right?
As far as you can tell, yeah. What are you using to act? To
The
act?
tinder twig. Just
I don't think that's gonna work. Need a frag?
I was gonna say, Tinder Twig is not lighting firebolt. Just
Okay. As you're like, you're getting ready to do it, you just.
okay. Come on. I'm a ranger. I can light a freaking bar on fire with a tinder twig by fire.
Yeah, but there's a, how quick
Yeah.
can you do it compared to a, that and a magical.
we don't have
thing
we don't
of
have time
fire.
for you to rub 3 bottles together long enough for this.
Use my bowstring or something.
You kidding me? We're gonna roll a d20 to see how effective the lighting of this bar is.
I rolled a 1.
Oh no.
So
It explodes.
heck, Quinn.
Yeah.
As you're going over trying to light it, a fireball whizzes over your head and hits one of the bottles, one of the bigger bottles of green liquid, and it just explodes in front of your face, completely soaking you. Go to roll a d4.
Oh shit.
2. Let's go back to bartender.
Stop helping me.
You take 3d12 poison damage.
Okay, that's gonna hurt.
Stop helping me.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You take 10 points of poison damage and must make a constitution saving throw, please.
Oh man.
Well, at least I'm okay. 19.
19. You feel it like trying to get in you, but you feel your eyes are burning from this liquor that is just all over your body. As you try to light it, go to make a survival check, please.
Careful not to light yourself on fire.
27.
27. as it starts to burn on the floor and immediately goes up and onto the countertop of the bar itself. As the bartender puts on the last part of its body segment
And then bursts into flames.
and literally and just runs into the party room.
Bumping into other people, lighting them on fire.
Not quite. Not quite.
Chain reaction, mass hysteria. Dogs
But
and
you
cats
are
living
the
together.
last person to leave the danger area, so
Okay.
to speak. As the rest of the party are just running.
I mean, I'm walking
Yeah,
backwards,
let's go.
watching them be idiots, and introducing telepathically Aranette to Charles.
To be fair, I had a theory,
Understood.
and they were
So
being
Charles to Aranette.
I mean, I'm basically going to go, do you want one?
Sure. Kind of lifts up the pot and
I'm
just kind of looks
following.
at the.
Very closely behind.
We can beat them.
No.
They-
No. I have obligations.
Oh, yes. Music hurt my ears. And stop. You can stop swaying to the music.
Okay.
No, we can't.
So, with everyone else down the hallway, Quinn, last one out, about 15 feet away from the actual bar, the party shifts and begins to almost form a walking parade down the corridor that you guys are at.
Oh, great. They're coming. They're following.
Oh, they follow?
Where did I get a
Oh,
baton?
jeez. Conga line. Conga line.
Dun, dun, dun.
And we're moving! We're moving!
Quinn, make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh God, no. 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 10.
10. As you're like, where's the. Wait, I got baton. You literally take whatever long stick that you have.
Take
Bow.
your pick.
Your bow.
I've got bows. I've got a banjo. I've got arrows. And
You're currently holding an arrow at this
Yeah.
point because that's what's the last thing you're holding. You're currently just in front of everyone, just like big wide smile, a cup starting to appear on your left hand. Now that you're part of the.
you ever seen the Ohio State marching band when they spell Ohio?
Yes.
And the major domo goes out to dot the I, and he does that stupid prance where he's like skipping. That's me. Perform check.
So, the rest of you are currently running down this corridor, seeing Quinn just like is half second of like
29 performance. Ding, 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 ding.
He's doing well, but clearly, yeah, something's not right about him.
Did you say that like it's new information?
That's interesting, man. I figured he would have gone in like something like the music.
Is there anything you would like to do as you're continuing down this corridor?
I pull out.
Hills on hand. Rosen's gonna have a boys band.
I'm gonna pull out my what was it the Harkern's piece,
Okay.
and then as it's going with was it? Fuck, I completely forgot what the tune that you were singing was going.
The Stars and Stripes Forever.
That's the one. Just as it crescendos, just wait for the crescendo.
What are you aiming at?
I'm just shooting down the line,
Okay.
missing him.
He's aiming at everything but me.
I don't know, you're being pretty.
Bang! Bang!
Okay. Roll an attack roll. Quinn, make a dex check.
No.
Okay, I'm not a great shot.
Saving throw.
Check.
19.
By the way, there's not going to be a second shot. You're going to get something thrown at you after everyone goes.
Okay.
So we'll get that in a moment. So as soon as you release the first shot, bang! Roll your damage.
Okay, so I rolled a 24 to hit.
Yes. Quinn, does that hit?
Yeah.
So as soon as you pull the trigger, Quinn just whee, and just jumps in front of the shot. And you see part of his shoulder.
What?
Apparently. I'm caught up in this stupidness.
Sorry.
It's gonna be a red dot on that eye.
It's gonna be a pink mist and he hits me with damage.
Yeah, I forgot how much damage it does. I haven't shot this thing in a while.
It does a lot.
It does.
It does 2d, I believe 2d12.
I think.
Plus a
I have an
specific
enhanced barrel,
round.
though. It's using a standard round.
Okay, so it's 2d12 plus your dex. Oh, plus 1 because you have an enhanced.
Plus 2.
Plus 2?
Yeah, plus 2 weapon.
Okay.
And here's my Harkern's piece.
Just roll 2d12 plus 2, please. You'll find it later.
Where is it?
I'm gonna roll the
This is
dice
like
in a moment.
slow
if you don't-
motion.
Found it.
Slow motion. The bullet going.
Yep, 2d12. Okay. Yep.
He's trying to figure out how much.
And just the big goofy grin just wavers from the edges. It's like,
Sorry, Quinn.
no, you're not.
So that's gonna be 16 points of piercing.
Ow.
Make another wisdom saving throw.
15.
15? No, you're still effective. You see one tear going down his cheek.
Okay, so shot goes off. He
Yep.
sees that, and then telepathically ask Aranet to take my sling and use it to lob something at the back of your dipshit head.
I have a whip.
Don't want you to use
That's for later.
I let
Point
go.
taken.
I let go of Vedic. How far away is he from me?
I'm chasing you down the hallway.
Literally.
You're about 30 feet away.
They're literally like doing Thriller down the hallway at us.
I
Actually
can.
gonna roll.
Okay, can I take an action or no?
Hold on.
You've been hit by deep in
Does a 31 hit? Sparks? Sparks, does 31 hit.
Me?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely it hits. Even if I had shield, that would hit me.
It's like no, it doesn't.
I mean, actually, I could make myself have a 32 AC. Or for like one turn, if I had a shield.
If I hit it
14,
inside
15, 16,
Ek, I would not have a 30.
You take 19 points of piercing damage.
32?
What?
How many?
19 points of piercing damage as you hear and a pebble in between your connection of your helmet and your shoulder plates gets in and bounces about 3 times. Ding, 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 hitting you, bludgeoning you several times over as in Sylvan, listen to your mistress. She did not give you permission.
Oh, this is gonna get old very quickly. All right.
Noticing that it came from behind you from this new individual.
I'm gonna shoot someone. It's not gonna be someone by accident this time.
So, telepathically, I'm gonna be like, not to hurt. What the fuck?
Aren't they? There was a general confusion for a moment.
Peers, I have obligations to them. You just did damage.
Oh, you eliminated. I got stuff.
It was 19 points of piercing.
I thought they were throwaway punch, you know?
damn
That
it.
hurt.
Oh.
Sure, you as Mr. Tank.
That was a tenth of my AP. That was a tenth of my hit points.
Only a temp, yes. So, no change as Steve's doing.
Okay, are you sharks or
Boy, crazy boy.
It was made for this. You're just part of the group.
Wow. They're starting to blur there.
Is there anything else you want to do for this turn, or are you moving?
Are we in a turn? Are
He's
we back in
lost
initiative?
cause.
You're
we
back.
lost it.
You're just in a
We're
free action
gonna
phase.
how
So
much
you
can
guys
you guys
do one
hurt me
thing.
before I make a wisdom saving throw?
I don't
You
know
guys
how
do one
you
thing, followed by
can
the ballroom does one thing. You guys do one thing, ballroom.
I mean, they're in a small corridor.
Yes.
Lightning bolt?
I can take care of this, but I just don't know that Quinn will be okay with it.
I was I want to go over there and I want to literally grab all over it and literally do a
Make a wisdom saving throw.
literally do a pile driver on him.
Make a wisdom
Get out of the
saving throw.
shit.
Shut the fuck up. Wisdom saving throw, not good. Not good.
We just got out of this shit, damn
14.
it.
14. As you go over to grab a crane, you turn around as it starts snapping.
Are we sharks? What are we?
This is the Jets.
Oh, jets. Okay, jets.
Do my bit sideways.
Do you really not know if the Jets did Cool Boy? I'm so devastated.
Vedic, you blink for half a second.
Cool boy. Cool boy.
Just reloading.
Great, that's the opposite energy.
No, there's two of us going down the aisle.
Yep. I'm mixing my Renfield with my action boy.
It looks like you're looking up something.
we can just solve this.
He's getting the rest of the lyrics for
Now
me.
there's two people that are currently in the situation. Now, as you look over, Egg is currently doing the same thing next to Quinn.
So, but they're out front, right?
Yes, they are in front. Seem
Great.
to be doing body blocking.
So right between the two of them and the rest of the ballroom,
Uh-huh.
wall of force.
Ha! Smart.
Like let's boom.
Come on, they're going to attempt a counterspell.
So am I.
All right, let's see how many reactions they have.
Also,
Roll a d4. This is to see how many reactions they have, because they are a swarm entity.
If they count as one entity, they get one reaction.
Yeah, that was a one anyway.
Okay, so they get one reaction.
There you go.
There you go.
but also counterspell if needed. Like,
Okay,
Counterspell, counterspell.
I
Counterspell,
would
your
really
counter-
like this to be fucking over.
Unfortunately,
okay.
I'm the third
So
person.
counterspell counters the counterspell.
Who are you? Come now.
As the first prime prey, after 2 feet of the two dipshits in front, continue with their voice suppression.
Who are you casting counterspell at? Really think about that.
It's only the first two party guests are currently on a waltz with each other, hand over hand. Currently, one of them, all the rows have the umbrellas out, kind of like twirling with the females, and the next row back they have the fan, seemingly doing almost like a saucy "I know something you don't." As they continue, as the first round, dunk, and it goes completely just like. And then the next side, and then the next side, and the next side, before the musician, as everyone kind of almost hits each other like a.
Like accordion. Just like accordion. Just.
But you guys are still going forward, like you are now. Make another wisdom saving throw, both of you.
Shit. I ain't touching that.
Turn off the juice box!
11.
Well,
At this point, both of you grab each other's arms and start just turning around each other, doing a quick turnaround as you release and then grab another side, staying in one place. You guys are just seeing this as the wall of force. As the musicians start to play out once again, and they're going to cast Dispel Magic. But Wall of Force, I think Dispel Magic doesn't work on Wall of Force,
I
right?
think you need disintegration for that one, right?
No.
How do you get rid of Wall of Force?
Disintegrate is the
Disintegrate.
classic
Obviously.
answer.
Yeah, Wall of Force is notoriously difficult to get rid of.
could you maybe give me advantage on a setting if you do that?
I can. I just blew my reaction. So.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Wall of Force, I'm going to read this.
He's attacking my worst. Actually, intelligence.
Nothing can physically pass through the wall. It
Attacking
is
my
immune
second
to all
worst.
damage. It can't be dispelled by Dispel Magic.
Eat shit.
So you see the musicians in the background getting closer and closer, stopping and seeming to stop. You see it almost as if their body bulges from something internally moving around as they begin to play faster.
There's a tiny kobold on the other side making obscene gestures, like licking.
Just make another wisdom saving throw.
Oh, wait a minute. No, we've actually started. What are we, square dancing now?
We're square
Yeah,
dancing.
you were square dancing.
Yeah.
16.
16 still fails.
Yeah. 17.
17.
Swing the partner around and around.
I have to roll natively, dude. So this is it.
I'm gonna say for just movement.
Take your
Over the
partner
course of the
by
minutes, you will generally no longer be persuaded by the
After
band.
doing a medley of Rodgers and Hammerstein's show together with increasing insanity.
Let's say after 2 minutes of you guys just dancing around and his obscene gestures,
I Feel Pretty was the worst part of it.
Not happy birthday, Mr.
So
President. Like,
I said Rodgers and Hammerstein.
you guys are no longer charmed. Because they cannot reactivate the charm effect because they're behind this wall of force that they can't
This
dispel.
was a charm effect?
Yes, it was.
Oh, I'm immune to charm.
God damn it.
Oh. Oh, but you didn't get hit specifically with this charm effect.
Right. Oh, it's right.
Yeah.
I didn't.
There's
It's specifically a charm.
there's a whole list of shit that this thing gave.
I have advantage against charm effects.
Oh, you should have brought that up.
I should have if I'd known it was a charm effect. I kept thinking, but I was actually just having fun.
You're all watch this. I'm gonna do this and watch. Watch. Here comes Eck. Right here. Yeah. All right.
We're just riding this crazy train.
You just-
Pulling
In the midst of this shenanigans of Eck, Quinn, and Vedek doing various gestures, Arnett turns around, takes his porcelain mask off, and you notice him kneeling on one knee, lifting up this beautiful dark crystal spine blade sword as he's almost presenting it.
What?
Too much?
Yes.
It's been a while since I've seen you, and you know. I've had all times of things on how to. Anyway. Hi, how you doing? Been a long time. So what's the plan?
So during all of their nonsense, I would have given him a rundown on, you know, the whiteboard, essentially.
The whiteboard?
Yeah.
Here, just watch this episode. Just
And I'd be like, so, currently, critical path, getting to the Hall of Crystal Memory and extracting whatever it is that I've forgotten.
Understood. 2 questions. 2 simple questions. What type of servants are they?
Again, they are peers. We are under mutual obligation.
hear that?
This is telepathic, dipshit.
Oh yeah, but he's doing that. He's doing that over.
Yes, I know, but the hear that? Like,
All
no,
right,
no,
fine,
no.
fine.
You can be disgusting. You can't taunt him with it. That's my point.
The general just like seared, just a sneer to his face. This slightly oval, pointed chin, puff of hair that has been cut on the sides, but has been braided on top to make that little bit of bun on top of it.
So the second he sneers, I saved your life before I hit 100 years of age. I don't think you, of all people, can criticize those who are capable.
They're mortal kin. You said the same thing last time I saw you.
They're foolish. You have no room to judge. That is my point.
I missed you so much.
And yet you're wasting my time. What is your next question?
I have a safe house, and I have crucial information for being here and doing what I can before your arrival. I did not expect you to announce your presence in such a way, though. Quite a bit of rumors.
I feel you don't remember who you're dealing with if you think I would have handled it in any other way.
There.
You had another question, or were you phrasing it as a question that you have a safe house?
The question was going to be followed up is, would you like to join me in my safe house? I have equipment, well, was originally for you. It is up to you on how you wish to distribute it.
Who else hurt?
Oh. Got a
Yes.
song stuck in my head. It will not get out.
There's nothing in your head, I just looked.
I think I pulled something.
Like, I'm seriously gonna waste to detect thoughts. There's nothing
It's a dial
in your
tone.
head.
It's a dial tone and giggling.
It's not even a dial tone. It's dial toning.
It's a fast busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're sorry.
Occasionally it
Nothing.
breaks into doom, 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 doom.
I'm sorry, there's nothing you're looking for. Nothing completely good.
It's better.
Lead the way to the safe house. We are all in need of it.
Gives a generous bow towards you, and then turns around with one more look over, not of like a
Hey, don't judge
If
us
he
by
gets
don't
shitty,
judge us by that.
Not like judging.
Don't
but
judge us by that. Give me 5 weeks of rehearsals, and I can take this show on the road.
His eyes kind of go a little bit wide before turning around with a prompt pace and walking straight down.
Yeah, he's better.
See our production of Damn Yankees opening this fall.
Alright. I'm assuming we're all following. So.
Yes.
I broke Brian.
Rod, who's just a halfling, and Hammerstein is a dwarf.
Sometimes a gnome.
Right, that's it. And then they've got and they had they oh god, and they actually have like a review out somewhere in Waterdeep. You know, I'm sure one of the higher districts. Yeah.
What's Weber?
Elf. Guy's been around forever.
That was rather interesting.
So as you guys continue down the corridors, taking the various turns that are leaving, this will of course last for an hour, right?
That's like actually 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
We'll be fine.
Everyone make a general stealth check. To try
Yes,
to
and
please these individuals. Ha!
2.
You're sauntering like normal down the hallway.
17.
17?
I forgot I have this. Oh god, I forgot I have ranged feet on my shoulder.
Oh yeah! He's just been kind of just chilling there.
Everyone's getting pets. Why is everyone getting pets?
Pixie, the whole time I was dancing was tugging on my ear. Knock it off, you idiot! You're embarrassing me!
Hold on, what is the wisdoms of the little bell?
You are not going to get a charm on a pixie.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
Zedek is still singing the songs.
So failure.
26.
Okay.
18.
Okay. So 3 success, 4 success.
I got a 5.
Arnett.
Actually, my +3 for stuff. That's weird.
So that is still a net positive in terms of successes, with their subpar perception skills. As you hear the music of almost like a marching band going down the hallway, but gently, for a moment, getting louder, but then gently growing colder and colder.
As it gets louder, I'm gonna take like a little ball of fabric and shove it in your mouth, and choose to believe that that's what makes them veer off in a different
I
direction.
love it.
No, the best part is I got the 26 and like these 2 failed, so it's actually like me, like with pieces of felt, like shoving them under their feet as they're stomping down.
You felt him, I'll gag him.
I already felt it, he fell on me. It's not pleasant.
This is what. Don't remember, everyone be quiet because we're supposed to be quiet right now, so no talking.
He's giving a dissertation on the art of stealth.
I once knew a guy, let me tell you, he could sneak.
He's dragging a chalkboard with squeaky wheels with diagrams on it. That's where the chalkboard
Which
came
matches
from.
the other sweeping wheels of what looks to be a food tray filled to the brim of various sweets, pastries, and baked goods, being currently carted down by 3 goblins. Stop as they look towards you, and then hurl you down.
Selecting a
Resin made him pastry over.
As
As you were.
This black skinned goblin just smiles with his big teeth, and then continues to.
Do we eat in the fray?
Dropped it.
One of the goblins comes out, and then just almost like a baseball slide, and from Sparks dropping the pastry.
I'm
Just
gonna
said
like
no.
eye contact with him, understand his language, and then in his language, you offered food to my guests without my permission. I could have you destroyed. Get out.
Make an intimidation check
No shit.
with advantage.
Meanwhile,
have
I
fire
have thrown my pastry at X head.
You are Ek.
It's only a 23.
Me!
The black skin goblin, pure, no, just black olive for eyes, kind of looks and just kind of shakes, and then turns to dust, and you hear it down the hallway.
Throw him right at
Mage
the-
hand.
right at the head.
All the food. Mage handed onto cart.
Now I roll
It's already like halfway down the hall.
Just,
roll a freaking
just
knife.
like flying down the corridor.
Yeah.
Flying back on the cart.
You hear, meow. Yeah, in Sylvan, of course.
Good call.
Right there on the foot.
By the way, I was taking explicit note on who grabbed. I'm like, oh yeah, damn it.
I was literally, I was just like holding it. Nicholas, do we eat in the Fae? No.
I had the real moment of oh yeah.
Y'all motherfuckers.
Thank you, Nicholas.
And immediately, as soon as the door opens from a classic inner door, and you've never seen any windows. There are no windows here. The air is a little stale, but always has that seeping of cold or cold nature. It's not just like a seeping of like you're chilled. It's more like an inner chill, like it's parts of
Like
your
the
soul.
heat is actually being drawn out of you. It's not just cold outside, it is.
More
Seven.
of like cold personality, as if it brings a part of your somber mood to light.
I have a better understanding of Nicholas after having visited this place.
Suddenly, her,
And suddenly you're in a place that makes your head, for if you're not a local, just fart. Because you're seeing corridors, hallways, staircases, quite literally as if various parts of different rooms that have been put together in different orientations, as if you stepped into the movie Labyrinth.
Yeah, so like we're like going upstairs and we look over, there's people going also upstairs and going down.
As you see various other entities that are currently walking along the walls, walking through
Look up.
Yep. As you hit the labyrinth's corridors. And with slight explanation of this place, you know this place, and even you being a local, if you're not careful, you'll get lost here.
Right.
This is the main pathway, connecting features, path roads to other locations in the building, the fortress, so to speak. And it is designed, perfectly designed to mess to normal material realm individuals to make them hopefully permanently lost. Says Arnett, with a bit of almost like, welcome to our house.
Now that we're in a generally public area, I'm gonna take the opportunity to disguise myself as a member of the court. Take on the airs of such a person, trying to make us slightly less suspicious.
The air of the court, so what do you mean by that?
Like, I'm walking with their mannerisms and projecting
Oh,
what
okay,
it is
so-
to be a member of the Unseelie Court.
I see. So, okay. Like taking on the customs of how you would
Yeah.
normally do things. Got it.
I shall play the automaton.
Make a performance check.
And I believe I get advantage on it because of actor.
Yes, and I was also going to give you advantage because as soon as Arnett sees that you're taking on this air as a servant of yours, he's going to immediately take the role behind you.
Okay. The performance is plus 11, so that's 27.
27. Of the various entities that were going to be in your presence, as soon as they get within maybe 20 feet of her presence, they disappear entirely.
What's that?
And suddenly, about 20 feet behind you, they reappear, but seem with a quickened pace.
So I'll take his robe and close it up and put the hood over and stick the hands through the sleeves so he's got that, so like he just looks like a monk that's this, this tall. Except there's the golden tail that sticks out the bottom, the back end of it.
I will play the automaton.
You play the automaton. I don't see how you can not play the
You
automaton.
have to be very rigid and just follow her.
Make a performance check.
A wandering minstrel,
I will be the servant backpack.
17.
I am.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
I am the mule. I can carry everything for you.
And within the next 10 minutes, for what you can only appear as, we've been in this room 7 times, just in different positions of the room. And you come to this
She knows what she's doing.
4-foot tall door. About 3 foot wide, but only 4 foot tall. As Arnag comes over, underneath his green cloak that's over his right arm, takes out a small key, lifts up the arch stone of the doorway, takes the back part of the key and sticks it into a slot and twists it. And you hear and gives a subtle bow towards you.
Is it big enough for everyone to get in?
He kind of looks
No,
up.
I'm asking, not Nicholas.
Oh. It would be a tight squeeze for 2 members.
Okay, but squeezing is possible.
You need to drink me potions.
Possible for Sparks. What is your diameter?
Wow. Offensive much?
You don't just ask a turtle their diameter.
Jeez, so insensitive.
Gretchen.
This is 2022,
Yes.
They
man.
just asked a turtle while he's
Yes.
fat.
Why? How come you're asking how much I weigh with a fly spell?
Forget about that.
I am, well, with my packs and everything.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm literally
You're a 5x5 plug, aren't you?
Yeah, 4.5, 5 feet around.
kinda-
In any angle you turn, I am basically 5 feet tall and 4.5, 5 feet around.
So that's a no for him.
Okay.
You need to reduce.
They just hook up a chain and come in like a necking ball.
Now I can maybe
Try that.
drop off 6 inches to a foot if I trim down and take
Okay,
packs.
so-
I do have something, actually, but I was hoping to save it so it's not entering the safe
I can
house.
cast grease.
That might work. I also got some butter on the inside.
Take the packs off.
Don't ask what kind of butter. It's just
I can,
We are not greasing the turtle.
I can. Here,
I'll
I'll take the packs off. I'll stick them in my portable shithole.
It's gonna be like being born again.
I don't
Except he's going in.
remember that.
You're about to find religion.
Alright, so packs off. And if packs off aren't enough, then I guess we can try grease.
So I'm putting the packs in my portable shithole.
so it takes you a few minutes to do so.
Cool. Can friends come along too? Since I'm packing stuff along. Boosh. I drop a fuzzy ball.
Why?
What?
Why?
Why? Bring it out to torture, buddy.
just one.
Bring out a
Just one.
Into the
You
fay.
need to-
Somewhere else.
There we go. Sorry, just one. Oh shoot! I have my yes, that's right. I have my
Your
my
centipede.
millipede too.
Yes, you do.
Your vegapede.
Oh god, I've got so much stuff. Where's my sheet with
Were
the?
those things supposed to be a fight and we
There it is.
decided to domesticate one?
All right,
Yeah.
The
a
vegapede.
giant hyena,
Room.
A giant hyena.
still a medium creature though.
Okay, so it's a hyena.
But that's one more creature we have to try and fit in this safe.
So-
Unless you're just going to give it a.
Woof, with a ball 5 here. Just a little bit of a laughing, furry dog. And
Why?
you just hear, why?
Oh well, I thought it might be.
Oh, these are the torture people you. I'm a fan, first of all.
Okay. Oh, you are good.
Yes. It's very rare for such a fae to proudly show their hatred for the other side. It's quite inspiring, actually.
I do what I can.
Do you mind if I partake later? After we're inside.
You go to take the ball. You mean?
Don't reach into his pouch and feel around for something. fuzzy.
Inside first.
I fell for that trick once. Smell stinks on me for days.
All right. Grease me up.
We don't need the grease. We're not greasing the turtle.
At least try it before.
Down. It's Grease the turtle.
Yes, he's saying it now.
Let him get a good running start, and then
Grease him
and you grease him as he goes by.
But if he gets stuck, he's gonna get wedged in there.
Fuck it.
What if he misses and he's like off on one
I
side?
can hold my breath.
So okay, so how you doing this? How you doing this?
Don't. Just hear this.
Grease.
Just hear this.
Are you going for his entire body, or are you just going like on the floor?
Actually, I was thinking about greasing the door.
I thought you were
Okay, make a Arcana check to see how well you grease the door.
That's a 20 plus 11.
Okay, as you see the turtle whew, jumping like a glorious sea animal. You hear a
Jumping like this.
make a general strength check.
Just strength check.
Yeah.
So I'm just adding my strength bonus.
Yes.
19.
19. Lower DC thanks to the grease and the good Arcana. There's a moment of you sliding and you're like, oh shit, and you pull all your arms in before, as you're just like this, and you realize, oh, this is not going to work. So you pull all your arms in, and so
Forgot about that.
he stops for a half second, and then you hear a as he gets through the other side.
He hits a guy on a he hits a
Made it.
Italian plumber on a go-kart who spins out.
So is he a green, red, or blue shell?
Green shell.
I'm gonna press to digitate because I don't want to touch the grease.
Oh, I can just dispel it. I can just
I think you would.
Somehow there's still a streak. Even after you dispel it, there's
A dent in the
still
wood.
streaks.
There's a dent in the wood where you
And
hit.
you can see clear areas where your ridged shell made contact with the stone and just sheared it off.
Come here, hyena boy.
Gets in, no problem with a hyena.
And oh, that's right. I guess I have. All right, come in. Oh shoot, I couldn't have jumped with my. I couldn't have jumped with the rage of Pete on me.
Rage of Pete's off.
So I'm gonna.
You can have the Rage of P come in separately, all right?
All right, but I don't have animal handling, so I'm gonna have.
Roll animal handling. You kind of shove it into the door before you do all this. Let's see.
All right,
where
here we
it
go.
is.
Shoot, did I? Oh shoot, do I have enough food?
Worst comes to worst, it's Nicholas's snack.
Okay, I
Nicholas
don't,
is
I don't have.
snackless?
Oh wait, animal handling, right?
Yeah.
It's not a skill, so I don't have a skill of animal handling. So
So it's a straight up D20 plus whatever it says there.
for animal
Nicholas
handling,
Yeah.
oh there it is. Yeah,
Snack
plus 0,
list.
so 16.
16? All right. It takes you a few moments of like, where did it go? And you flipped up a couple of blankets. You're like, oh, there it is. And you lift it up on your hand. It tries to bite you once.
Food, steak. No.
Natural 7. It goes up your arm, bites your shell again, and just kind of wraps around again.
All right, I pull out some of the. As I'm pulling out my packs now, while I'm waiting for them to go through.
Because you couldn't buy
I will start pulling it. I will grab the ice box,
Gonna get through his
pull out a
head.
piece and cut a piece of meat off and add it to the rage.
And one by one,
Reggie-
the
Reggie-
rest of you are
Reggie-
able
Reggie
to
Pete,
fit
right?
through. It takes you a few moments, but then you hear it thunk after Egg made it a tiny bit bigger and made it a
Where's
little
the,
easier.
army
where's
crawl.
the button that makes him fold down and travel?
But you got army crawl. Just crawling through the.
Eric-
And like suck up into his body. You son of a bitch!
With Arnat and Nicholas
That
being
was
the
my
last to go in, Arnat gives a small gesture. Masterpiece.
I mean, he didn't need to tell me that. I walked in
Oh, yeah.
before he started talking to me.
Closes the door behind you, checking both areas, making sure no important eyes are watching. Before the door closes, revealing a room. And now that you've been entering, the door is on the ceiling. So one by one, as you got being the first, and then the rest of you coming through,
Landing on a greased turtle.
Nice.
landing on a greased turtle. You find yourself in a slightly slanted room, as if someone took the part of the ceiling and used the ceiling as part of the wall, so it has that angle to it, but not entirely like a wedge, so it goes up and then diagonal. As you see what looks to be just a hoarder situation that is messily organized of various different fashions, as you see two tables that are currently filled with the brim of various concoction, glass vials, and various brews, and what looks to be creatures on the other of various alchemic / chemical creature thing that is currently being experimented on, followed by a singular wall that has been cleared of all space except for the various pictures, sketches, drawings, and what looks to be a spider's web of various different connections of different entities, locations, and places that seem to be an attempt to figure out something, followed by a bed in the corner that looks to be occupied by someone at the moment with the covers pulled over them.
There's also a small red set of curtains that, if you pull back, has pictures of Niquus, like in like taken in
Telescopic.
telescopic lens.
Telephoto lenses.
Make an investigation check,
No, God, no.
because there is a closet door. Okay, never mind.
We don't want that to be canon.
No, it's not. No, it did bring up something, but not. No, that's not canon. What was your passive perception again?
22.
22? Never mind. Along with all array of different cluttering of all sorts of stuff all over the place, including on the shelves, locations, a jar of bugs, what looks to be a string on a feather, and various other materials that have been carefully covered, apart from books that have been strewn all over the place, open and still in mid-screen and note-taking. On maps, now everyone being able to stop and actually take a look, no longer looking at the backside of this individual. Tall, slender man, about 6'1". Athletic build. Ghostly gray skin, pointed ears, pupilless black eyes, and what looks to be braided hair that is only on top of the head and shaved sides that leads down to a ponytail that goes a little farther down that seems to be embedded at the base of the ponytail with what looks to be twisted bits of metal. Sleek, studded leather armor with a cape over his shoulder, hiding what looks to be a short sword and some other weapon on his hip, purposely keeping it skewed at the moment. Looks you all once over. Well then, let's begin with what I have found, and then we can continue with what you plan. It's,
Sure.
and that's where we're going to take break there.
Quinn limps over to a chair, sits down, is trying to rub the inspected by number 47 off of his cheek that is also stamped right here on his
I'm also beat to shit. Like I am really beat up.
Now we get to find out what this
Same.
guy says.
Good berries, anyone?
Yes, please.
As you guys find a moment of rest and begin the new conversation, that's probably going to take a bit of time. We're going to take a break here. We'll see you in about a while. Till next time, stay healthy, stay safe, and keep on rolling, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.